Hey guys, and welcome to our review for Uncut Gems, directed by Josh and Benny Safdie, starring Adam Sandler, among several others. Kevin Garnett, we got Lakeith Stanfield, we got The Weeknd, Idina Menzel, Julia Fox, Eric Bogosian. Round out the cast. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Phil Clark.
Safdie Brothers are back, baby.
They're back. Back for a good time. Also joining us is Adam Franey.
They're back, dude.
Yeah.
We've been waiting a couple years. We fuck with Good Time Heavy.
2 years.
2 years has it been?
2017 was good time.
Yeah.
Feels like an eternity. What do I know?
They're blowing up right now. Phil, can you give us a little synopsis for Uncut Gems, though?
A charismatic jeweler must balance business, family, and adversaries in his pursuit for his golden ticket that could solve all his problems.
Yes. It's golden ticket. Big ticket.
Big
If
ticket.
you will.
Big ticket.
Big
ticket.
Phil, let's start with you. What are your thoughts about Uncut Gems?
I loved it.
Loved.
I loved it.
Really?
Movie's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. It does not stop for 2 hours and 15 minutes. It starts and it just hammers you and hammers you and hammers you with drama, tension, intensity, great performances, great style. It's like that. I don't know how to describe it. It's just very like stylized.
Frenetic.
The Safdie Brothers have that like
Frenetic
just
energy.
this weird pace to it where it's like pulsating almost. It's fantastic. I love this movie. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was unflinching in its examination of Adam Sandler, the Jewish jeweler.
The
Howard
jeweler.
Ratner.
Yeah,
Howard
Howard
Ratner.
Starts with his colonoscopy. Absolutely hilarious. A
Beautiful
movie that I
applause.
think that reminded me a lot of this one. It is completely different. It's called A Serious Man by the Coen Brothers. I thought it was very similar to this one, but in a completely different context, whereas that one was made for, I think, like the dads of the Coen Brothers, like the 70s middle-aged man, like too old for them, obviously. This was made for like the Safdie Brothers themselves in their like own time and era. Updated, tasteful, dark, creepy. I love the story. I loved Kevin Garnett's role in this. Lakeith Stanfield was good. The Weeknd was in it for a hot minute, but it was a hot minute when he was in it. I can't say enough good things about this film. I love this film.
I knew you.
I
I knew you.
I was.
I
just-
knew you.
My
would.
girlfriend hated it. I was loving every second of this movie.
Adam, what are your thoughts about Uncut Gems? We saw this back at TIFF in September.
Yes, we
It's been
did.
a hot minute, too, since then.
I did
But-
rewatch it
Yeah.
legally, of course. Went to the theater.
The theatre.
I was not as hot as Phil was on this
Whoa.
little ditty. I liked it.
Interesting.
I like Uncut Gems.
Whoa.
I'm not really understanding the hype. I
What?
love Good Time.
Mm.
I do. I love the Safdies. I was so excited for this. Saw it at TIFF, and I liked it. Rewatched it today, and I still only like it. I do have some issues. Now, I
Interesting.
agree. Performances, great.
Mm.
Funny. Witty.
Mm-hmm.
High energy.
Shap.
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 It was Shap.
It was very shap.
High energy, looks good. Love the synth score. Crazy, fucking wild score. Mirrors
Preach.
the movie.
Preach.
And like as the tension ramps up, the score gets wonkier and wild. Let me refer to my notes. The the opening sequence was
Like inside the gem?
yeah, we're going
love-
inside the Uncut Gem.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It was insane.
That was like Enter the Void.
Unbelievable.
Like
Yeah.
level, like weirdness.
I was
vibe,
just
which I love.
getting like 2001 vibes, how they're showing like Ethiopia and what they go through to get this gem, and then it cuts to what we do here with it, like these like privileged white like stupid people, and how it's almost like a toy for Adam Sandler, for Howard Ratner.
Yeah.
It's he keeps treating them as like his toys, like he's gambling and he's moving pieces around and constantly Scheming, right? Like a real rat. He puts the rat
Rat in it.
in Ratner.
But I don't think they did that and like glorified him. Like it definitely has that
No.
like energy, but they're definitely like looking at his like actions and like I don't think they're doing it to be like you should gamble and like
It really
Yeah,
helps that
Uncle
it's Adam
Jules.
Sandler, right?
yeah.
Like if it
Yeah.
was
Greasy.
an really unlikable actor, like you would just hate this guy, right?
Yeah, you would.
But the fact that it's Adam Sandler really helps.
I was gonna say, it's crazy because he has this like sincerity to him. Like when he's begging his wife for forgiveness, he just like
You can't help it.
He breaks your heart.
Yeah.
He's got this like when he does that like quiet like come on,
Look in my
Yeah.
eyes.
please. Like he does that like half like when he's like
The puppy dog eyes come
Come
out
on.
and he's
come on, like that like half smile, but he's like begging. Like oh man, he does cut.
he has
cut
the
to
nervous
heart of
smile
it.
where like
Yeah.
it's like his
Yeah.
his sort of like what's it called, like his reaction to like nervous situations and uncomfortable situations. His reaction is to like have that half smile,
like
nervous.
foot tapping. Like,
He like just can't help, even though he's like cringing on the inside, he can't help but smile. you know?
yeah. But what
It's great.
I think what holds it back for me, like again, I like it, but what I didn't love is just I feel like the stakes were not there for me because I'm watching this like douchebag just like play with his money, and I'm just like I don't have this like oh no like what's gonna happen, like I'm so worried about you because you're a douche.
If it doesn't work
I
out,
don't
then he's
care.
gonna like lose his family or like something
right,
more emotional.
but it's all his fault.
Yeah.
Like in Good Time, I was so invested because his brother can't really help himself because of the situation he's in,
Yeah,
right?
More emotional stakes there.
And I'm like, yes, do whatever you need to do to save your brother from jail.
I think with this film, what's fascinating is it's like watching a train wreck, right? You just can't help, but you can't take your eyes away from it, right?
I
It's
agree.
so
That's
it's
true.
so fascinating to watch.
It's true.
How would Ratna just
How
go
would-
down this, an endless spiral down, the
Yeah.
downward spiral
Yeah,
of Howard Ratner.
and I don't
It's fascinating.
disagree. It certainly is. Like, you just every decision he makes, you're like, no, please don't. But he's like compelled to constantly
Go
gamble.
forward and
Push.
I'm so close. I've got it, right? Like I'm so close to the jackpot. I'm almost there. And he's just fucking himself more
Yeah.
and more and more and more.
yeah.
And this was a complaint at TIFF, something I noticed when rewatching it. The audio mix was really weird. Like at the opening of the movie, the score is like way louder than the dialogue, and like for a good half the movie, I was like wincing, like trying to hear like what did he say?
There's a lot of like people yelling over people,
Yeah.
which like can be done really well. I don't know if it was well
I think
done
it's-
in this movie because it's like usually when people are yelling over people, it's kind of like not separated, but you can kind of hear the two people.
Yeah, they
Whereas
mix
this,
it.
it's like it's just people yelling, and you can't really differentiate who's yelling or what they're saying.
I think it was by design. 'cause
Yeah,
they
Yeah,
I
want
think
you
100%.
to be
It's like-
like
It
fucked
adds to that
up.
frenetic.
Yeah.
sort of-
It feels very natural when they're just screaming at each other. It does
Yeah.
feel like bizarrely natural.
Especially there were some scenes like where Adam Sandler and Julia Fox are like arguing like outside the club or whatever,
Oh,
and it just feels like they shot it
guerrilla
literally
style.
on the street, and they might
Yeah.
have honestly.
I feel like they did. I think they must have.
But it just feels like you're just witnessing like a legit couple like fight on the street.
Like you
I
haven't.
feel like the New Yorkers that were on the street that weren't extras were just like, yeah, it's just another day in Manhattan.
I've
like,
never been to New York and I've never seen a couple fight, but I've seen that couple fight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like another weekend performance.
Yeah.
Someone's girlfriend did coke with the weekend. Like,
So funny when he's like, "Nah, I'm not performing until there's black light on this motherfucker."
yeah, yeah. So I was mixed. I liked a lot. Unlike the audio, I was mixed. Boom. Psh. No, I liked a lot.
Brutal.
That's
Disliked a
no
lot.
for sure.
Yeah, it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, thought so. I'm a head out. Yeah, mixed.
So you liked it, but
Unlike the audio,
Mixed.
I was
Mixed.
I was
Right,
mixed.
okay.
They said.
Mixed bag.
I'll jump in. I love this movie.
Ah, shit. I'm trash.
And I totally get what you're saying.
Thanks, man.
However,
So you agree,
But you're
right?
wrong.
However,
Right.
I don't know. It's just something super fresh about this kind of movie, you know.
She's
and
fresh.
the Safdie Brothers, it just feels fresh. It feels new. It feels exciting. It's that frenetic energy that you don't see that much, and I don't know. It's just very nice to see these new voices.
It's very nice.
I don't know.
It's a nice.
It's refreshing. It's
It's
like
nice
it just gets you excited, and obviously having a film that's just tension like ramped to 11 the whole time. It just kind of puts you in this sort of adrenaline state when you're watching it and you're like, what's going on? Like, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? Exactly in the same way that you were saying, Adam. It's like, but I think if he did the easy thing, it just wouldn't be the same movie.
This isn't a
Right?
redemption
That's not about
tale.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a redemption tale. It's not. This
He's
isn't
gonna
a happy story.
Yeah.
You know?
This ain't Disney, bro.
Yeah. It wasn't like he gets the sale or he gets some money or whatever and he pays his debts and, you know, makes it up to his family and becomes a good person, and that's a different movie. You know? That's not this movie.
No.
In this movie, he makes all the wrong choices and it just creates this crazy atmosphere. And, you know, just like some scenes, like there's like an auction that happens later in the film. And I was just dying during that auction.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, this is going to go so horribly for him. And he's so excited. He's so happy. I'm like, that's exactly why it's going to go wrong. And yeah, just the cinematography was great. Just all the neon lights and everything. And I don't know, just the way they shot it, it had this sort of grainy texture that almost, it just gave it this like guerrilla feel. Like, I don't know, it just felt very like real and gritty. And obviously the score, yeah, like you said, with the synths and everything, I like that. Obviously adding to the tension, right? Yeah, I just think the star obviously is Adam Sandler, just fully committing to this role, and it's so great to see him do a more dramatic role. Right?
A much more, like, even though he's ridiculous, like a much more serious role. And like I was telling people, it's like, it's Adam Sandler, and they're like, oh,
He's
it's
goofy,
a comedy. It's like, no, like, it's not like a rom-com. Like,
he's goofy at times, but it's still, there's a lot of range there with his character.
Yeah.
With the emotions that he's going through. And I just think, you know, Adam Sandler is a good actor. He just does the easy thing a lot of times by doing these sort of like dumb comedies for Netflix and stuff that are just like brain dead half the time. But with a movie like this, when you have the Safdie Brothers directing and they're able to sort of channel his energy to this type of role, which is perfect for him.
No, it is perfect for him.
I mean, this is like the most perfect casting. Like, who else are you gonna cast, right?
Jonah
Like I said,
Hill.
maybe, yeah. Jonah Hill would have been good too.
He was cast
Originally
dropped
cast,
out.
yeah. But I just think Adam Sandler, like I was saying earlier, just has this sort of genuine. I don't know. You want to root for him, right?
Sincerity.
Yes.
To him.
You want to root for him, even though his character is despicable.
Yeah. He got me a couple times. I was like, oh, why do I care? Like, you're a piece of shit, but.
Yeah, you want him to succeed because Adam Sandler, it just really helped his character. So, I don't know. Overall, I just had a blast watching this film, and yeah, I loved it. Let's jump into our review, our ratings. I'm gonna start off. I can give it a heavy 4.
Heavy 4.
I'm gonna go heavy 3. I'm sorry, fellas.
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
That's fair.
I wanted to love it. I've been looking forward for so long. But I do like it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited to see anything they do next. I mean, obviously they're signed on for 48 Hours remake, which I think is perfect.
That is perfect, but I'm just like, what is going on? Is this movie happening? I feel like, when did we read that? Like,
I don't know. It's like Uncut was sort of in sort of development for like 7 years or something like that, like a while, right?
Jeez.
So I mean, they've gone through different iterations. And it's taken them a while to make these films, but I think now with this being the most profitable A24 film,
biggest release so far.
You know, it only can help them to get this more exposure, and maybe this will help move their projects along. You know,
huge year for A24. Like, aside of this movie, like
Midsommar,
The Goats. We love it. We approve A24.
Yeah, we stand.
I guess kind of. I would hope something similar to Greta Gerwig would happen in the sense where Greta Gerwig did
Lady
Bird,
Mm.
and she was working on Little Women, and because I don't know if it was her pitching it, like she heard that Little Women was gonna happen, so she pitched it, and they're like, okay, this is like before Lady Bird came out, and they saw Lady Bird, and they're like, yeah, we want you to like direct it. So like because she had that sort of big film that kind of blew up, it helped her get that next project rolling. That was like she was really passionate about.
Yeah.
So I would hope something similar might happen with the Safdies, with Uncut Gems doing really well. You would hope that it might move their next project along faster.
And I've heard they've been trying to get this done for a while. Like they've had this movie like penned out with like we saw a lot of Kevin Garnett in this movie, but apparently it was like penned out with like other famous basketball players. And just this is the first time that they've actually like got Adam Sandler. They got they've been doing a lot of press to Adam Sandler and Kevin Garnett about it. But this is
Sandler's been doing so much press for this.
Yeah, I've seen it all over Instagram, like literally.
That's
all
what I
over
love.
Instagram.
I think that's why it's a genius move to get Adam Sandler, because he's perfect. Like first and foremost, he's perfect for the character, but he's an A-list like superstar celebrity, so he's gonna get Ellen, he's gonna get Howard Stern, he's gonna get all these
Jimmy
formats,
Kimmel's and
all the late nights.
Yeah.
#1 sports podcast on the planet.
And these
He was like on NBA, like on the TNT
TV,
or whatever, and he
right?
was like on doing those panels and stuff. And I was like,
He's
damn,
busting his
everywhere.
butt.
Yeah.
He's wearing
He's
like the same
working.
jacket every time, which is
Every
jokes,
time,
but,
classic. Sandler. But I love that.
Yeah.
I love that like they're getting a platform that they wouldn't get otherwise. So and it just boosts A24 and Safdie.
A24 notoriously like doesn't do a lot of campaigning.
No,
because they just don't have the cash, I guess.
Not yet.
But Sandler
Not yet.
is campaigning himself. Bet on yourself.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
Well, I guess fair warning, if you haven't seen Uncut Gems, you might get into some spoiler talk.
Yeah.
So you've been warned if you
Check it
haven't
out.
seen it. But do check it out, please. Anything you guys want to start with? Spoiler-wise, maybe we can cut to the end, but...
I won't cut to the very end, but he places a large wager on a sporting event involving Kevin Garnett.
Right.
Now, I
thought
will
that was
say, as somebody who does wager a little bit of money on sports, the energy of, like, having all these things, like, it was, like,
Accurate?
tense. It was accurate. And it was
Hashtag
very,
accurate.
like, when he's sitting there and he's screaming about the tip-off, because he's bet on the tip-off.
Yeah.
And if the tip-off doesn't go through, like, the whole bet is a wash, basically.
Yeah.
And, like, feeling him just, like, come on! And then, like, it hits, and he's like, yes, okay! Ooh, he's like, that was the big moment! And he's just, like, sitting down and,
That
like,
was big, guys. That was big.
frantically pacing. Like, I love that, like, that energy was very authentic.
Yeah.
Very
He
realistic.
strikes me as a man who's bet on a basketball game or two.
Yeah.
And that was real game footage, if I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I love that, because,
Yeah.
I mean, I know, big basketball fan, so it's
yeah.
great to see a movie that had that much actual basketball, like, integrated.
Especially when Kevin Garnett's in the movie. And,
Yeah,
like, doing
I loved
lines
it.
and stuff.
I love that.
To
all
see
the
him,
basketball
like,
stuff.
actually play. It's...
That was awesome. Like the
Yeah.
authenticity of it.
Mm-hmm.
It felt real, yeah.
It was cool.
He said somewhere that he was having trouble like reciting the lines, and then they kind of worked with him to be like, okay, we want you to say this, just say it however you want, but like
Good.
this is what we're trying to get you to come across.
Really?
I think it showed up well in the film. Like it doesn't feel like he's like
good.
it doesn't feel like he's like saying, like, it feels like he is kind of talking at points with like a direction in mind, but he's just like talking like Kevin Garnett would, which is crazy to me. Like it's just
Did Sandler improv with them?
I don't know
did
if
he do his
Sandler
own
did
lines?
that. I know
It seems like they
Kevin-
might have ad-libbed a lot in this film.
It was so
Just, like,
natural.
Yeah.
on the spot, like, yeah, this is where the conversation, this is what we're trying to say, but like,
Yeah.
say it however you want to say it, kind of thing. And I don't know, it felt very authentic.
very cool.
I guess we can talk about the very end. I mean,
In the
how do you
pressure
guys feel?
cooker.
Yeah.
In the buzz-in pressure cooker box.
I love that.
It was wild. We can say, yeah, they bust out and they bust Adam Sandler's head open with a
With the bullet.
Glock.
Yeah.
What did he shoot him with, a Magnum? What was that?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was just like that crazy release of tension, just all in one
Well, it
moment.
was a
You're-
release.
They're just like sitting in this box sweating. Like I was like thinking about this, like as they're getting like
what's gonna happen?
as they're getting like let out. I wasn't thinking about like what's gonna happen. I was thinking like, man, like a basketball game is like 3 hours. Like it's like 2.5, 3, and these guys are just like sweating, like smoking cigarettes, they're just like, I'm like, I can imagine how frustrating it would be to just sit in like an elevator for 3 hours waiting, and like you can get out, but this guy's just fucking screaming at a TV because he bet on it's wild, and they cap him.
But yeah, I just think Adam Sandler getting shot is like and killed in the end is just like the perfect ending. I don't know.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, I knew. I'm like, okay, he has to go.
He is despicable.
Yeah, it's too much of a piece of shit. He can't get away with this.
No. Yeah, there wasn't gonna be a happy ending, and I think that's sort of indicative of this whole film. Like, it's not a happy ending type movie, you know?
No.
Which I love. But I don't know if there's much else beyond that. I mean, that'll do it for our review of Uncut Gems. Check it out, please.
Please.
Phil, where can people find you?
You can find me on Letterboxd at Wicked Swami.
You can find me on Twitter at Franey25 and Instagram and Letterboxd at UprealAdam.
Find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at UprealScott as well. If you enjoy this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below in the comment section if you want to join our discussion. And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And, as always, keep it real.